Hi guys, so we have this question here that came from this gentleman on a Facebook group that my friend runs. You can go to Learning Out of the Box on a Facebook and find this question. Go ahead and pause this video to read the question first so you understand what's going on. Alright, welcome back. So let's highlight the key information first, okay? The total amount of money they spent is this amount. The total cost of the jerseys cost more than the shorts by this amount. And jerseys to shorts is 3:5. Wrong, shorts to jerseys is 3:5. And they tell us that the shorts cost less than the jersey. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to compare one jersey versus one shorts. So we know that it said here that the shorts cost less than the jersey. We're going to draw the jersey as being more than the shorts. Hope that makes sense, right? So we know that. Now here's a concept you need to understand. If there are 5 jerseys, then it's going to look like this. Let's say there are 5 jerseys and 1 short. It's going to look like this. They're going to be 5 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. But there should be an additional 5 times 15 here, because for every 1 unit there's an extra $15 for shorts, for jerseys, right? Compared to just 1 unit of jerseys. Now this is just an example, it's not part of this question, I'm just highlighting a concept here, okay? So once again, if there were 5 jerseys, there will be 5 units and corresponding 5 of 15, because you need to take into account the extra cost of the jerseys. So if you have a certain number of units of jerseys, there must be a corresponding certain number of groups of 15 that goes with the cost of all those jerseys. Does that make sense? I hope this makes sense. Okay. So if you understand this concept, if you don't, just repeat and just go back and repeat this video again. Yeah. So now let's talk about the next part, let's say the green highlighted stuff. They say that it's 3/5 the number of jerseys, right? So what this tells us is, I'm going to draw jersey with shorts because I started out that way. So jerseys is 5 units or 5 parts, and shorts is 3 parts. Okay. So I'm going to draw 5 parts of it. I'm going to draw it long. And short's going to be 3 parts. But this is actually a ratio of 3:5. That means it doesn't mean there's just 3 units. It means that there's for every 3 jerseys there would be wrong. For every 5 jerseys there will be 3 shorts. So what it means is there can be a certain number of groups of units. We have no idea how many, but we know that the proportion has to be 5:3 or 3:5. There's certain number of groups of units, okay? And we know that, like I said just now, if you have associated a certain number of groups of units, you have to also account for the extra $15, right? But is it just this certain number of groups times 15? It's not enough, because if this is alone, then you have this. But you have 5 groups of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you must have an additional 5 groups of that as well. Okay? Alright, cool. So that makes 45, just make a mental note of that. And the total of it is the yellow highlight, which is 1356. The jerseys cost more than the shorts, so 564. Okay. So I want to find these 6 boxes. So I'm going to subtract those two numbers. Very quickly, 1, 3, 5, 6, subtracting 564 gives me 792. Cool. And so I found those 6 yellow highlighted boxes. I'm gonna, 792 divide by 6. I'll get one of those boxes. So let's find that out. Divide by 6. 132. Cool. 132. So one of those boxes 132. Then I can find 2 of these boxes. 2 of these boxes is 2 times 132. And that gives me 264. There you go. Then I can now find what is the actual value of this, right? By using 564 subtracting 264. And that gives me 300. I'm looking for this blank here. This blank here has the same value as all these blanks. All these blanks. Alright, so what is this blank here? To find this blank here, I know that this is already 300. We have worked that out. 75, yeah, mental sums. Fail. Answer 4, right? Okay, cool. Column 2. So I found that this is actually 4. Okay, now how does this help me? So if this is 4, then, so we know that the jersey costs exactly 15 more than the shorts, and that's 1 unit plus 15, so I have to find the value of 1 unit, right? I've already found that it's going to be 4 groups of units altogether in each of these boxes. It's all 4, and I've also found that this makes this. So I can find the value of 1 unit. Let's see, so 8 units is, where did I work it out? 264. I can find the value of 1 unit. Let's do it again. 264 divide by 8. 33, there you go. That makes more sense. And 33 plus the 15 would give me the answer. That's it. Now the rest, seriously, all these workings has to come from the model itself, the bar models you've drawn. The main concept here you need to realize is there are groups of units, and the groups of units is usually given as a ratio. Okay, so if you draw all the groups of units, then you've got to come up with a corresponding. So this part here is important. You're going to come up with a corresponding extra due to the difference in their prices. So the number of groups of units will give you the amount of extra that comes out. Yeah. If there are 5 groups of units, you have to multiply by 5. That's what I did here. Because there are 5 groups of units. Right? And there you have it. Alright, if this doesn't make sense to you, go ahead and repeat this video again. I'm deliberately going fast because I know this is a video. In my usual lessons, I don't go this fast. I stop to check for understanding. So I apologize for that. But you know what? This is YouTube, right? Attention is scarce. So go ahead and go back and start from the beginning again, or listen to this video again at half the speed just to understand. If you understand the concept of everything that's happening here, then every time you or your child encounters this question, you're not going to be stumped again. Cool? Alright, so if you have any other questions, you can just go ahead and comment in this video, or you can find me from transformyourkid.com. Have a good one. Bye.